Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Okwa's World. And today I'll be talking to you about the time that I nearly got recruited into a cult. Okay. Yes, it happened, or it nearly happened to me again. If you've seen my previous video where I talked about my South Korea experience, where I nearly got, where I got introduced to a cult as a foreigner, or where that strange experience that I'm still trying to wrap my head around what it was happened. Yeah, so if you've seen that short video, you'll know that that's happened to me once. But here I am talking about how it nearly happened to me again. And this was 2 months ago in December 2022. And I just want to talk about some lessons that I learned from it. So in this story time, I don't really know how to start. I kind of feel bad saying this, like, did I not learn anything? Was I gullible? But I've learned that, sometimes you can't be too kind. Like, you really shouldn't be too trusting of people, because there are a certain breed of people in this world that will take advantage of your kindness, of your openness, without a care in the world, and you will be the only one left being upset that you allowed yourself to be taken in that manner. So how it happened was, here I was in my Instagram, minding my business, and this was prior to me getting off IG, and I got a DM from this girl who wasn't in my friends list, and she was like, I want to do a survey with Christians, asking them about how we can improve church events or Christian events. And she was like, are you open to talk or for a quick chat? Blah 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 blah. So obviously on IG my account is private, so her DM went into a request where I could either request to read her DM or whatever. So I went in there after a few weeks. I went in there and I read it, and I went onto her page and I noticed that one of my friends that I actually knew personally was following her. So in my mind I was like, you know what, if my friend is following this girl, then she must be legit, she must be alright. There's no harm having her call me and talk about that event. And in my mind I thought, you know what, I'm helping to promote God's work. As Christians, we want to make our events better, to be more inclusive and to be more welcoming to people. So I'm happy to jump on a call with her and talk. So a few weeks went by, I forgot to get back to her, until one day I remembered her DM was lying, her message was lying in my DM inbox. So I replied to her that, hey, yes, sure, I'll be happy to help. Let's hop on a call. So we did. And on the call, she was super nice. She was super welcoming. She was super warm. I felt like, oh my gosh, this girl is super lovely. She's super nice. And we actually had a wholesome conversation about, church events and how we can improve them and make them more inclusive. And I thought, I left that conversation thinking, yeah, this is a nice girl. Yeah, this is a nice conversation. Yes, I'm excited about seeing events improve. And she was also very open. I talked to her about my like of K-dramas, even shared a few K-dramas with her, one being Alchemy of Souls. If you haven't seen it already, I recommend you should, especially season 1. That was great. So we had a great conversation and hopped off the call. And a few weeks after that, on the call, actually, before I move on, she mentioned how, her church ran some events, and that was why she wanted to learn about, how to make them better. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. So we got off the call, and, a few weeks or so after that, we still kept chatting. She's like, hey, how was work? I was like, oh, work was fine. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry, I was playing with my Crocs, and I think a bit of my Croc fell out. Sorry, distraction. Back to topic. So yeah, we'll talk, and she's like, how was work? I'll say it was fine. She'll ask for recommendations of a K-drama. She'll tell me what she watched and her thoughts. Blah, 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 blah. And I thought, oh, this is a nice girl. I thought we were even Sorry, my gibbets are annoying me, distracting me. See, I thought she was a nice girl. I thought we were even getting close and becoming friends. I thought, well, this would be a nice girl to catch up with or pursue a friendship with outside of the world of social media and Instagram, because she was genuinely really nice. And because she was nice, and because we'd had few weeks to a month of chatting here and there, saying hi, hello, and how are you, I didn't think of it to be a problem when she, messaged me one time, or we went on another call, and on that second call she was like, oh, by the way, my church is having an event this week, would you like to attend? And I was like, you know what, whatever, she's been cool, I don't mind attending a Zoom meeting with her church. And I was like, yeah, sure, fine, whatever, because I didn't see a problem with it. She'd been cool, as I mentioned, we were talking for a few weeks, and I wasn't getting any red signs or big flags of keep away from her. I wasn't getting any of those signs, so I was happy to jump on the call. I mean, we'd even talk about me wanting to start therapy, and she suggested like some therapists that she's used before, and I was like, oh, she's cool, she's really nice. So that just made me even put less of a guard up, because I thought she was quite nice. So yeah, we talked. I signed up for her event, and I was like, oh yeah, sure, we'll meet up. And then comes the day of the event, and she just kept pestering me. It was to the point where I actually got annoyed. I was like, you're making me not want to come onto your church's event the more because of how much you're pestering me. She kept messaging me, oh, have you signed up? Or here's a sign up link. Or did you get a link to the meeting? Blah, 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 blah. Even up to the event, she kept messaging me, oh, I'm in the Zoom meeting. Are you in? Are you joining? And I just thought to myself, leave me the flip alone, girl. Why are you pestering me? I mean, I've been invited by other friends to church events, and nobody has pestered me about attending their church's event like this girl was pestering me. She was relentless, and she just would not leave me the flip alone. So much so that I actually got angry, and I was like, what the hell? I think up that point, actually, I got angry, and then I was like, you know what, just to have her leave me alone, I signed up to her event. I was like, yeah, I've signed on, I'll see you soon. But that's why as a Christian, sometimes I do thank God for the Holy Spirit, because the moment I signed up, as the time wound closer and closer to 7 p.m, like in my heart, I just started to get this unrest, like this anger. And I thought to myself, I'm not genuinely an angry person, and the only one time that kind of anger or that kind of feeling had come on, it was God warning me about something a decision I've made, and I've learned that I didn't have rest, or that anger didn't go until I backed out of that decision. So when it happened again, I was like, oh, okay, I thought back to the last time it happened, and I was like, okay, pay attention. And I remember, I was downstairs and I was washing dishes prior to this church event happening, and these thoughts just kept coming to my mind. Thoughts like, what if it's a cult? And I remember thinking to myself, why am I thinking this? Like, I've never thought that about any other church. Like, why are you thinking what if it's a cult? And then other thoughts will come like, yeah, but your other friends, other events for your friends you've gone to, you've been able to look at the church, look at their values, and see what they value about that church. So maybe those kind of thoughts just kept coming, like, what if the church is a cult? Have you looked at the church? Maybe you should. Other events you've been to, you look at the church. And I was thinking to myself, like, why am I having these thoughts? Like, it's chill. But even to the last minute, like, I kept having this feeling like I actually don't want to attend her event. Prior to that, a day before, I was fine. I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll attend for like 30 minutes and then leave, or I'll attend. But then even like as the event drew near, thoughts like, oh, I'll attend for 30 minutes, I'll leave, and thoughts like, I don't want to actually go, it's bothersome, just kept coming to me. And eventually I just thought to myself, you know what, let me just research this church and see what it's about prior to the event. So the church event was an Eventbrite. You went on Eventbrite to get a ticket, and they will send you a link to the Zoom meeting. So I went to my email and I pulled up the Eventbrite ticket. I clicked on the link and it took me to the Eventbrite website where I could see, the organizer. I could see the name of the organizer. And the name was New Heaven, New Earth. So I thought to myself, oh, that's a strange name for a church. I've never heard of a church called New Heaven, New Earth. It's not the kind of naming convention that churches tend to go with. So I thought to myself, hey, it couldn't hurt. Let me go on Google and research this church. And the moment I typed in those 4 words, New Heaven, New Earth, my gosh, I was shocked at the things I saw. The Holy Spirit is good. I was so shocked at the things I saw. Like, it was news article after news article after news article after news article. It's a cult. It's a cult. It's a cult. It's a cult. And I was like, what? I even tried to go onto the official church's website to read about their mission, their values. Their website did not exist. Their website did not work. All I kept seeing about the church were these articles saying they were a cult, articles from people that had left the church talking about their experience. And I was like, literally, I feel like my blood ran cold. Like, I was like, what the hell? I was literally like, what the hell? And the other thing I want to thank God for is that even though I signed up to that event on Eventbrite, I never, ever got an event link. And there was never sent a link to their Zoom meeting. Nothing ever came in my inbox. Till today, no link came to my inbox. I just want to thank God for that, because I just did not want these people to have my email address. I don't ever want anyone to have any contact details of mine that's affiliated with that cult, because I don't want to be a part of a cult. And I was honestly really shocked to even find out that that church is a cult. Initially, I went to do that Google search just to alleviate my mind that, okay, whatever, you've done the search, it's not a cult. But then I found that it was a cult, and I was like, so all these thoughts I had was actually the Holy Spirit warning me, hey, be cautious. Hey, this is not right. Hey, no, don't go here. Don't go to that meeting. Don't do this. And when I read the article, they were talking about how the modus operandi is always the same. They will come to your social media, they will talk about a survey, blah blah blah, get you on a call, write down information about you, eventually invite you to one of their Zoom meetings, and that's how they hook you. And I was thinking back, like, that's exactly what she did to me. She asked me about a survey, she reached out to me on IG, she invited me to a Zoom meeting that, thank God, I never went to. And it really shocked me. And honestly, to be honest, I was quite upset, because in my mind, I thought this girl was actually genuinely nice and actually genuinely trying to be friends. Call it being naive or whatever. I thought I was actually making a friend, only to find out that actually she was just trying to get close to me to bring me into this cult. And I was also upset about the amount of time that I spent on that phone call with her. The initial call, I was actually genuine about calling in regards to a survey. We spent close to 30 minutes or an hour on that call talking about how we can improve Christian events, because I was passionate about it and I wanted those events to be improved, only to find out that I was wasting my absolute time. They didn't care about no event, they didn't care about no survey. They hid under the title Christianity so they can bring people into a cult, and that really upset me a lot. And I remember, like, the day after that, she messaged me again that, oh, did you attend the meeting or whatever? And I was like, no, I didn't. Like, what your organization believes, I don't believe that. And you know what she said to me, or what she messaged me on WhatsApp? She was like, okay, that's fine. I was like, are you right? Like, if it was me, the church I go to, the Bible believing church I go to, if someone came to me and said, oh, I don't believe in what your church believes, or I think, or I don't agree with, I'll ask them, oh, what do you mean? What don't you agree with? My first response won't be, oh, that's okay. That means this kind of thing had happened before. So much so that she doesn't even question. And she kept trying to talk to me. And me being kind-hearted or being weak or naive, I had to realize that the only way for me to even break free from this girl was to block her. And the moment I blocked her, like, the peace of mind, like the clarity, it was like I came back to my senses and I was like, thank the Lord I blocked this girl. And to this day and forevermore, she shall remain blocked on my phone. And I do feel bad for her, because some people do get locked into cults and they don't realize it, or they do, but they don't know how to get out of it. But to be honest, I don't want that to be my story. So I'm very aware that I can easily be dragged into these things. So I just do not want to give space for that kind of thing to happen in my life. So she should remain blocked. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about how crazy it was. And I remember reaching back out to my friend who was friends with this girl on IG, being like, girl, do you know this girl personally? Like, are you friends with her? And she told me that, oh yeah, she reached the survey girl reached out to her on LinkedIn asking for a survey, and they just connected on IG. And I told her, like, yo, be careful, this girl is part of a cult. Google this church's name and find out for yourself, because I don't want my friends to be hooked onto this kind of things. I want them to make informed decisions and to be aware of what's going on, not to be hoodwinked into joining something that they might not even realize is a problem in the first place. And since that day, I blocked this survey girl on WhatsApp. I blocked her on IG. I want her to have zero contact with me. If I ever find her on LinkedIn before she can even add me, I will block her too, because I'm not having that. So yes, guys, you can tell I was actually quite messed up for a few weeks, because it actually affected me. Like, what the hell? I'm about to turn 26 and somebody wants to push me into a cult at the age of 26. And even more upsetting is that I read that a lot of them are targeting people from like BAME backgrounds, people from like, you know, ethnic backgrounds. And I'm just like, what the hell? But yes, guys, that's a discussion for another day. But yeah, just be careful of this church. I mean, do any of you have similar stories? What are your thoughts on what I share? Maybe I should become isn't that cults have different ways of reaching people, or am I just gullible? But one thing I have learned is that even if somebody is a friend of a friend, don't take that as the basis for which to add them on IG. Actually message the person you're actually friends with and ask them, do you know this person that's trying to add me? Have you spoken to them before? Do you know their character? Before you let them talk you into things. I didn't do that, which is why I got into this mess in the first place. But it's a big lesson I've learned, and it's something that I will definitely pay attention to going forward. But yeah, guys, I don't know how to end. Please like, share, subscribe. I hope none of you ever have any crazy cult stories. And I hope I never have any more. Please pray for me. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. Bye.